What's up, everybody? Welcome into a live edition of the North Star Takes podcast. It's been a little while since we've done a live video, so figured we might as well get started with the mock drafts here. It's probably a little late in the game, I'd say, to be doing mock drafts. I think a lot of people have been doing mock drafts probably ever since the Sean Mannion game in Green Bay. But now that the combine's officially over, we figured we might as well just we'll just do a full 7-round mock draft with the Vikings here, and we'll kind of maybe take our time through the first round, just kind of see who goes where, at least where the draft network is throwing these names, and then we'll just kind of pick from there. So are you ready to get rolling on this mock draft, Liberta?
Absolutely. I'm so excited for this. It's officially mock draft season, at least on the North Star Takes podcast.
Heck yeah. All right, let's get to it. So Minnesota Vikings. All right. Select the number of rounds. You can see this okay, Liberta?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Just making sure. All right, we'll do 7 rounds. I'll do normal. I'll just try it. Maybe I'll pause after every couple picks or something.
Yeah, that sounds good.
At least to start the draft, but if I can find the pause button. Oh, there we go. Oh, I guess I can't pause. I don't have premium.
Oh,
all right. Well, we can just take a look here. So here's our top 10. I don't know if there's any major surprises out of this bunch, honestly. What do you think here?
Yeah, there's nothing crazy. I think a guy like Trayvon Walker's been climbing up the boards a little bit lately after a solid combine. And David Ojabo, I think that one jumps off the page a little bit more to me because I figured a guy like George Karlaftis would be the third edge off the board after Thibodeau and Hutchinson. So nothing too crazy here, I'd say, though. Malik Willis being the first quarterback off the board of the Broncos there makes sense. The Broncos are in need of a quarterback, but it remains to be seen if they'll be exploring the market for a guy like Aaron Rodgers. I know that decision is quickly impending, so we'll see if they win those sweepstakes or not. But otherwise, I think they're definitely a team to look out for to take quarterback in round 1.
So what I've kind of noticed here is look at the rise of a couple of these edge rushers. Ojabo and Trayvon Walker post-combine have really flown up the board here. I mean, those guys were both projected to be there at our pick at number 12.
Yeah.
Granted, this is kind of just a randomized mock draft, but I mean, it's kind of based off their big board too. So, I mean, we're sitting here at 12. We still got some really good players available. I would think as of now that this Jermaine Johnson would go ahead of these guys like Walker and Ojabo. Mm-hmm. But I mean, maybe something like that can change. What are your thoughts with the edge rushers here?
Yeah, Jermaine Johnson, I think that's another name to watch. I'm pretty sure he has ties to Minnesota, if I'm correct. And he's an explosive athlete, a lot of upside there. Hasn't played his best football. A lot of people think he has a lot of room to grow in the NFL. So realistically, I think he could definitely be in play here. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of maybe in the eye of the beholder with these edge rushers, just because it depends what kind of scheme you're on, if it's 4-3, 3-4, and what you're really looking for. If you're looking for a guy with high upside, maybe higher bust potential, or maybe you just want a safe floor kind of guy to complement another edge rusher you already have. So truthfully, I could see these edge rushers after the top 2 obviously going in any sort of order. I mean, you take your pick. I think you can make a case for a lot of them. But another thing actually I just noticed, though, that I kind of makes me disappointed or a little bit sad, I should say, is Malik Willis and Derek Stingley going back-to-back there at 9-10.
Yeah.
Those are 2 definite guys I want to keep on the Vikings board here because they could be 2 of my top 3 options there at 12.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Obviously, I think Malik Willis would probably be the one we'd be the most excited about just because it's a quarterback.
For sure.
And obviously there could be there could be a lot of change between now and the draft with what the Vikings are going to do. Could find out within the coming weeks here if they're going to make a decision on Kirk Cousins. Maybe they trade him. Maybe they extend him. I mean, who knows what they're going to do. So Jamison Williams going 11 here. Does that surprise you?
That seems pretty rich for a guy coming off a torn ACL.
Yeah.
With the way modern medicine has come and recovery times just being shortened every year, I mean, I could see it. You don't necessarily want to bank on a guy being able to be good as new after an ACL tear, but at the same time, it happens to a lot of people, and they turn out fine on the other side of it. So I'm kind of fine with it because that's also saying that you're not too concerned about him producing right away in his rookie year. It's like the Dolphins when they took Jalen Waddle last year at 6. It was the same thing, same school. Even he came off that injury, he came back hobbled in that national championship game, but they trusted he was going to be fine and good to go when he got in the NFL, and he'd really bring some tremendous potential, and that's exactly what he's done. He had a phenomenal rookie season. He broke the rookie record for catches in a year. So,
right.
Really, I commend it. I think Jamison Williams would be the number one receiver off the board if he had not had that injury. So, and he's just super fast guy. I think he can do it all. I think he would fit great there in Washington. So next on the other side of T-Mac. So yeah, I applaud that pick.
All right, so now we're down to number 12 here. So like you said, Willis and Stingley are off the board. Those would probably be two for sure slam dunk picks. Your guy Sauce is still sitting here though, Liberta. Jermaine Johnson, who we just mentioned, is sitting there. Trent McDuffie, who appears to be kind of climbing draft boards as well. Andrew Booth, who was kind of early on projected to be a top 15-ish pick. There's also the temptation of like a Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. Jordan Davis, who had a phenomenal combine, the defensive lineman from Georgia. And then, of course, another quarterback here with Kenny Pickett and Matt Corral further down the board here as well. So where are you leaning? Are you tempted to pick an edge rusher just because of how important that position is, or do you value getting like just an absolute potential shutdown corner with Ahmad Sauce Gardner?
Yeah, in my opinion, this feels like a slam dunk. I think you got to go Sauce here. I think he has easily the potential on day one to be your number one corner and turn into one of the best shutdown guys in this league. So I don't think twice about this one. What are you thinking, Bailey?
It's tough. I mean, I'm not huge on Kenny Pickett because just from everything we've heard / seen about him is he seems to be a very average prospect.
Yes.
Nothing really sticks out. Like he doesn't have fantastic arm strength. He's not super mobile, obviously. So I don't know. Like I would be tempted to go Matt Corral here, but like Malik Willis is the one true quarterback slam dunk pick. Like if he's there, you take him.
Yes. So
I think I can get on board with, taking like a Sauce or a Jermaine Johnson and, maybe like a Desmond Ritter sitting there in the second round or something. Maybe you want to pick him. Maybe you just roll with the bridge quarterback and Kellen Mond for a year and then shoot for a quarterback next year.
Mm-hmm.
So since we don't have the draft premium, let's obviously we can't make any trades or anything to trade up to potentially get like a Malik Willis. So
yep.
I'm good with Sauce Gardner if you're good with that pick here.
Yeah, let's roll it.
All right, sounds good. Sauce to the Vikings, and they finally have their shutdown corner, hopefully. Looks like Jermaine Johnson with the pick after to the Browns.
Yep. Let's see, anything jumping off the board here? Kenny Pickett staying in Pittsburgh for the Steelers?
I feel like that's been a pretty popular pick. Boy, Mafe to the Packers. That would bite.
Yeah, no kidding. Matt Corral, the Lions.
That'd be a good
last pick of the first round. Yeah,
that'd be a good pick for them at the last pick.
Mm-hmm. Jahan Dotson, the Bears.
Oh, there goes my guy Christian Watson.
Oh,
so yeah, we'll come back down here and see what's kind of happened after our pick. So
sure.
Yeah, Trent McDuffie and Booth flew off the board too. I kind of forgot that the Eagles have like 3 picks within 5 here. That's insane to me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jordan Davis going middle of the first round of the Chargers. Man, that Chargers defensive line could use a boost like that, huh?
Yeah, he's an amazing freak of nature after that combine performance. He's easily sliding up the boards now, so good for him. And I was also going to mention Carl Aftis falling down to 19. That kind of surprised me. Yeah, it's another guy I could see him play as a top 10 pick. So falling to 19 would kind of, that would shock me a little bit, I guess I'd say. But again, going back to that edge rusher conversation, you just never know which of these guys the teams really value. So who knows there? And then Garrett Wilson going to the Raiders, another quick wide receiver that the Raiders add to a long list of receiver draft picks over the years. So that would make sense. And they keep going up. I'd say another one, Drake London, high production at USC. Mm-hmm. Another guy coming off an injury to end the season last year, but again, some tremendous upside there. And then Treylon Burks. This is the size that's very unique and you just don't find every day. It's the mold of like Julio Jones or Calvin Johnson or Chase Claypool now. What was that, 2 years ago? Where he's just a really big dude with unusual speed for his size. But the thing is, he didn't test very well in the 40 at the combine, but he said it doesn't really make sense with it when you watch his game tape. So really, I think he could move up the board so other people think all it takes is one team to really like him. So
exactly. Yeah, what blows my mind here is how far the receivers fall in this class. Like I have a really hard time believing, especially now with the news about Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Like, the Falcons have nothing at receiver. I could very well see them picking like Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave in the top 10 there. I mean, I have a hard time believing no receiver is off the board by the time we pick at 12.
Yeah, I know, right? Because that's a pretty popular position to take pretty high because, I mean, those are game breakers, playmakers that you can build your team around. And if you can get a really premium player at the top of the draft, you usually do it. So, yeah, that kind of surprised me. But then you see, really, there's a huge run on them in the 20s there from all the way back at Garrett Wilson with the Raiders to Drake London there, the Titans, Treylon Burks, back-to-back, and then going to 29, Olave. Kind of like Olave and Jalen Waddle there in Miami. That'd be pretty cool.
That is a nice duo. That sets Tua up nicely, I think. Gives him a fighting chance at least. So, yeah, Matt Corral going to the Lions at the end of the first.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of spill into the second round here. I mean, nothing super crazy jumping off the board. That Jahan Dotson, who's just a stud for Penn State, going to the Bears, that'd be tough having him in our division now with Justin Fields.
No kidding. Yeah, that'd be tough because I was a big Dotson guy when he was at Penn State. Phenomenal receiver.
Mm-hmm. That Christian Harris was intriguing to me too. I always thought if he could maybe last until the second round, that'd be a good pick for us just because it's an Alabama linebacker. He's just an intriguing player, I think. I mean, just all over the field type player. I wouldn't mind picking linebacker second or third round this year.
No, I wouldn't either. I think that's usually where you find the best ones. If you look around the league at all the best linebackers, none of them are usually taken in the first round. They usually never meet the value of that pick. But when you take them in the second and third round, that's usually where you find all the talent. So I would definitely be on board with a linebacker pick here. But then kind of see a couple of them flying off the board here. At Nakobe Dean, I think, was into the first round in this mock. And then we had, like you mentioned, Christian Harris. So I guess we'd have to look at the board here. Any linebackers climbing to the top right now?
It's not really looking like it. There's a couple corners again. Like it would almost be tempting to grab a second corner again here. There's safeties, running backs, which obviously we're not going to draft. Like that Kaiir Elam, who was projected as a first-round pick for a while there, he's still on the board.
True.
Sam Howell is also intriguing because we've been talking about potential quarterbacks. Desmond Ridder went off the board here at 42 to the Washington Commanders. So,
yeah.
That's tough. Christian Watson, I think I would have taken with a second-round pick too, and he just got picked before us.
Mm-hmm.
I know people think we don't need another receiver, but I mean, he's a special kind of talent. I think I want to say he's 6'2" or 6'3", and he runs like a 4.32 or 4.34 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Very special player, and I got to watch him up close and personal at NDSU. So,
yeah,
I think the Vikings could use kind of a game-breaking receiver like that. I mean, obviously Jefferson's an elite talent, but I mean, Thielen's getting older. KJ Osborne, obviously he was really good, but is he like a true difference-making outside receiver? I guess maybe we'll have to find out. But oh man, so I mean, what are you kind of thinking here? It's kind of a tough call. George Pickens is sitting there. If you could look a little further down the board.
Yeah.
Chad Muma, linebacker.
I've heard a lot of good things about him.
About Muma?
Yeah, about Muma. Yeah, guys like Kuiper and McShay out there have been hyping him up, climbing up the boards. I mean, he comes from a school that just produced a pretty good linebacker in Logan Wilson for the Bengals there, who played the Super Bowl obviously this past year, and he's been good in the center of that defense. So coming from a system that has like a reputation. So, I mean, I would consider it there. Maybe this high in the second round be a little bit rich for my taste, but I think you got to go to the top of the board here when you got Sam Howell staring you in the face like that. Man, that's hard to pass on because I'm always in favor of talking quarterbacks and potentially taking a guy in the future, but I don't know how to feel about Howell. I kind of go back and forth on him. Some people are super low on him, but some people are like, oh, he's a top 2 quarterback in this class. So
that's what's tough, man. I just know. Maybe it's the Trubisky syndrome because they both went to the same school, but there's something about him I just don't really trust. I mean, I think it was more so the fact that a lot of people thought he was probably going to be the number 1 overall pick in this class. And now a couple of years later, he's fallen down to, borderline first round, second round pick. So it's hard to know with any of the quarterbacks in this class because it's just so hit or miss.
Accurate. Very accurate. Now, where do we sit with edge rushers on the board right now?
So I'm not seeing any really close to the top here. The next one would be Josh Pascal from Kentucky.
Okay.
Carson Strong's kind of sitting down there too yet, but he'd probably be a bit of a reach. Yeah, you don't want to look too far down this list. I mean,
everybody's rank is a little bit different though, but
exactly from Kwesi's chair. I mean, he's probably going to pick best player available in a situation like this. So, I mean, it would be I'd be very tempted to double down on corner, especially, say maybe you still have Kirk Cousins, or in free agency you're able to pick up an edge rusher or something like that. I mean, it would almost be tempting to double down on corner too.
Yeah, no kidding. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind going Elam here, but
yeah. All right. Well, this is tough.
Yeah, which way are you leaning?
I'm thinking I kind of want to go Elam as well. I don't believe in Sam Howell, and I think either Kirk's going to be here, or if Kirk's not here, they're going to trade up to get like a Malik Willis or something along those lines,
True.
So maybe let's double down on corner. I'm sure that won't be a popular selection, but
I like the value there.
Yeah, and now you have two legit like outside corners.
Yes.
And you still have Cam Dantzler on the roster too. So all of a sudden you have some young corner depth here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got to wait till our 3rd round pick, and of course we don't have a 4th round pick. Thanks a lot to what's his face,
Herndon. Chris Herndon.
Oh my god!
Sam Hall slid all the way out of the 2nd round.
The Giants got him in the 3rd, huh?
Ooh, Drake Jackson taking top of the 3rd round. I would have considered that at our pick, to be honest. I've heard a lot of good things.
So now
all the pick before. Oof.
We got some tough decisions to make. Sky Moore is flying up draft boards after a great combine.
Yeah.
John Mechie from Alabama, another speedster. Carson Strong is still on the board, Liberta.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
There's a linebacker from Oklahoma.
I wouldn't mind Leo Chenal here.
From Wisconsin?
Yes, from Wisconsin. He actually had a lot of good game tape, and man, that would be intriguing just because of our lack of depth at linebacker. So I think that would be a solid pick. But yeah, when you got these top receivers just looking at you right there, hard to pass on Mechie, let me tell you.
Is he coming off an injury too, or was he? Was he okay?
Yeah, because he also got hurt in the SEC championship game. So he went down the SEC champ game, and then it was Williams who went down the national championship.
That's right. Okay. Yep. So is he coming off an ACL then?
Yes.
Okay. So he might not be ready necessarily for the start of the season.
No.
Oh, the Sky Moore cat intrigues me, though. He's just a freaking speedster.
Yes. He was flying up the boards after the combine. So, oof.
I don't disagree with you about the linebacker thing. It's just it's hard for me to justify spending our first 3 picks all on defense,
That's a good point. But when you consider our offense being, at least at this point, pretty well-rounded, I don't mind going that direction and just first 2 days just going all defense. But then again, when you got some receivers at the top here, it's hard to pass on them. Even Calvin Austin there from Memphis, another guy with a good combine that I think has an unusual combination of size and speed. So I don't think you can really go wrong here. Obviously, we're not going with the tight end, but
yeah. I don't know. Although I feel like tight end could be a sneaky mid-round pick for this team, especially if they don't bring Conklin back.
That's probably the biggest question here is if Conklin's come back or not. If he does, then we already have our top 2 tight ends set. We could take a depth guy later on, but probably not in this spot. But
all right, Liberta, what's your brain telling you? What do you think the smart decision is here? Go with get another skill player for the offense, or keep loading up on the depth for defense?
I feel like the smart play is to load up on the defense just because we have such a lack of young talent on that side of the ball. All of our guys are these older players that are aging out. So I'd probably go with like a Leo Chenal here, or an Asamoah. But truthfully, I wouldn't hate going Mechie at all.
Okay. Let's mix it up. Let's go with Mechie.
All right.
Let's give this draft some flavor.
Yes.
Sky Moore goes to the Browns the very next pick.
Carson Strong to the Texans, another 3rd round quarterback.
There goes Dalvin's brother James to the Eagles. I tell you what, if he was sitting there, he probably won't make it to the 4th or 5th round. But if we had a 4th or 5th round pick and he was sitting there, I'd be tempted.
Yeah, no kidding. I think he's got some high qualities as far as scat back goes. So he could definitely be a contributing running back and a running back by committee. So
yeah, and I mean, obviously Dalvin's going to be the bell cow. I would be fine moving on with Madison at this point, and you still got Kenny and Wangu too. So
Yes.
I'd be very surprised if they took a running back early. Like, I mean, maybe at the end of the draft or something, but there goes that Bailey Zappi to the Eagles.
So the record holder now for pass touchdowns in the season, except for he played at a place where there wasn't much competition.
Right. Packers drafted more offensive linemen.
Yep.
Man, we have to wait a long ways. Kwesi better be making some trades because there's some gaps in this draft, man. All right, here we are. Pick 155. A couple running backs on the board, interior defensive lineman, a safety, another corner. Man, probably won't go receiver again, obviously.
No, I wouldn't say corner either. But
yeah,
man, who would we like here?
That's tough because the thing is, I don't really know any of these guys. No,
once you get beyond like 150, then it's like, man, some of them I've never even heard of. I guess if we'll scroll down a little bit, see if there's anybody that jumps off the page here. Boy, not Tyler Goodson.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of bare,
huh? No kidding.
That Pierre Strong Jr. is a pretty good player from South Dakota State.
Pascal Garrett, he had a lot of steam in Ohio State, but it fizzled out.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind maybe just taking the top interior defensive lineman on the board here.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. Especially
we haven't really addressed our edge situation, which, but at this point, there's not really anyone sitting there that's looking too good.
Yeah, I won't mind going with this cat from Iowa State.
All right. Awuzurike? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right. We'll draft him.
Let's go with it.
So I think we only have like one. Oh, we might have 2 6th-rounders this year. Yeah, we do.
Oh, let's go.
Because of the Herndon trade. We got a 6th and Herndon in return for that 4th. Thanks a lot, Rick. All right. Interior offensive lineman from Ohio State. Your guy Pascal Garrett's still sitting there.
Yeah.
Safety. There's a couple safeties on the board.
Pierre Strong Jr. That's an interesting name to come up now because I was talking with my good friend Jim, and today he was saying how he ran a 4.37 40 at the combine. So it was like in the top 10 of running backs ever at the combine as far as 40 times go. I think it was. It's just, or what did he say? I can't remember exactly what it was, but he said he's got some speed and he could certainly be depth in a running back room for us when you got a guy like Madison on contract here who you probably let go, and then kind of uncertain about Dalvin's future too. So I wouldn't mind Pierre Strong here.
All right, let's go with it. We'll
South Dakota State.
We'll just load up the running back room here. But I mean, it's not a horrible pick because you kind of have to prepare for life after Dalvin here too. Because I mean, who knows how much longer he's got here with us?
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, okay. couple interior offensive linemen, defensive linemen, linebacker, safety.
What's the position here?
There's also a tight end you could possibly take here.
Maybe. Oh wait, what's our team needs here? That Draft Network said we got safety.
Safety's the top one. It looks like.
Okay.
Quarterback's probably bare bones at this point, I would guess.
Yeah, you want to click on that JT Woods? What's his profile say?
6'2". I guess there's no scouting report on him.
Okay. I suppose maybe this is too deep, but
yeah. Could draft Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, the offensive lineman. Oh boy. I don't like that we haven't taken an edge rusher, but at the same time, it just never feels right.
I know. And so, really, we probably could have reached for one in the second round there because, I mean, this is a pretty deep edge rusher class, so probably could have grabbed one instead of Kaiir Elam, but.
True. How big is this Cade Mays guy?
6'5", 325. That's a beast.
Yes. Let's get him on the team. 5-star recruit.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
I'm never against drafting mid-round interior offensive linemen.
Absolutely, because you never know when you're going to hit on a really good one.
All these other teams do it all the time.
Yes.
All right. Maybe try and pick a safety here.
Yeah. Looks like 2 at the top of the board.
It's probably a toss-up between these two. I mean, they're right next to each other in the prospect ranks, too.
Mm-hmm. Which one you feeling luckier with? One come from Georgia Tech and one come from Virginia?
Well, we've had luck with a Virginia safety before, so I think that's going to be my choice.
That's a good sign. Yes, let's do it.
Makes sense. All right. We got probably one more pick here.
I think so. Yep.
So what,
we see at least one.
We had 3 6th-round picks there?
I didn't realize we had that many.
I didn't either.
That sounds like Rick, though.
Yep. All right, coming back around. Here's an edge rusher from – it's from Gophers, actually.
Oh, I've heard of him. Yeah, that's right. He actually came on a little bit this year. That was a good D-line the Gophers had, so I wouldn't mind going that direction.
Yeah, might as well take a chance on him. I mean, it's what is it? Is it 7th round? Yeah, 7th round. Yeah, let's give him a shot. Give the hometown kid a shot.
Yeah, I don't see the Vikings coming up on the board anymore here.
Yeah, looks like we're done.
All right, let's see who Mr. Relevant's going to be here.
Yes.
We're getting close.
Smoke Monday.
Yeah, we should have taken him.
No, it didn't show.
No, it didn't show it. No,
I guess I can find it right here.
Yes. Who was it?
Smoke Monday.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Oh, that would make a great Mr. Relevant.
So I think in hindsight, like Elam is probably a good pick just because or good value, I should say. But I think in hindsight, since we already have Dantzler on the roster and he probably should be a starting outside corner, I would probably change this pick, honestly.
That's probably the only one I'd change, though, actually, yeah.
I'd maybe go edge rusher here.
Yep.
But then again, at the time, there wasn't really anybody that was standing out. But
true. Unless we could have, I suppose, I love Sauce, but then maybe you take Elam in the 2nd round and take an edge rusher in the 1st round. But
right, yeah, we could have taken like Jermaine Johnson or something.
Yeah, or Carl Aftis. So,
yeah,
decisions to be made. Do you want to look around and see what edge rushers are taking around our pick? A chance? What, in the 2nd round?
Yes. So, let's see. Logan Hall, edge from Houston, went to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
There's an edge from Kentucky, edge from South Carolina.
Okay. So there must have been quite a few edges that went off the board in that 1st round.
Yeah, I mean, there was 4 in the top 10, it looked like. So
yeah, going back to it, there's 2 there. Yeah, you're right. Dang, just flying out.
Yeah, Jermaine Johnson went right after we picked Sauce.
Yeah,
there goes Karlaftis.
6 of them, 7 of them.
Boyamafe, yeah, 8 1st round. That's insane.
Yeah, that's 25% of the 1st round. Oh,
that's nuts, man. But yeah, we'll have to. Maybe we'll try and make this into like a Monday thing or something. We'll just come on here and do a live mock draft every Monday and see where it goes from there. Because obviously things are going to change as time goes on here. But
yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I know this is pretty fresh out the combine, and then we'll be playing, or we'll be, fresh off the combine. Then we'll get into the pro days. Everybody will start analyzing, especially with the quarterbacks. With all these pretty pro day throws on the run and things like that. So. Everybody's value will rise or fall from that. So we'll see what happens these next few weeks. Maybe some guy will kind of come out of nowhere and rise. And I mean, there's always those guys in the 1st round. Maybe even get into a spot where the Vikings potentially take them at 12. Who knows?
Any other thoughts from you here about just the way the offseason's kind of starting out? I mean, obviously the combine just got done. We're seeing a couple guys get franchise tagged here. The only real big news with the Vikings is they're letting Eric Sugarman go after, I think, 16 years with the team. So there's been no like player contract restructures or cuts or anything like that yet. And we're a week out from the league year starting. But do you have any thoughts on the way this could potentially shape up?
Yeah, I think this is going to happen in quick succession. It seems like we've been pretty quiet, and now we're really getting close to free agency. I mean, the tampering period starts a week from today. So realistically, we have a lot of moves to make. So I think it's just going to be bam, bam, bam. I mean, you won't even have time to process the first or second move because we'll be already on the third and fourth. So really,
Yeah.
buckle up. I think it's going to happen and happen fast, and you're not going to have any time to breathe or think about it and process everything as far as all the veterans that are going to probably be out the door, restructuring contracts or this and that. So I'm pretty excited for what's to come. I know there'll definitely be some emotionally hard decisions and hard things to bargain with as a fan when you've watched some of these guys for how many years in this on the Simmer team. But at the same time, it's what must be done for us to get a true reset and put ourselves in a spot where we can get cap healthy again. Yes. And be able to contend again, hopefully in 2023 and beyond. Because 2022, I think we could still be a team, maybe even push for a playoff spot like the Eagles did last year, but we're not seriously contending for anything. So especially if Rodgers is back in Green Bay and we're not winning the division. So I don't know. I think that's probably what I'm looking forward to is just what they have in mind with all these guys that they might or might not hold over. I think they've probably been in open communication with all of them, kind of determining what personalities they want in the room, what they don't. But nobody really knows at this point, just because it's very, very fresh with these guys' first time having the job, so they don't have any tendencies to go off of. So we're gonna find out quick.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I would anticipate probably an Adam Thielen contract restructure. Potentially Harrison Smith, although I don't know how possible that would be with all the years remaining left on his contract. Potentially like Eric Kendricks taking a pay cut, maybe a Danielle Hunter extension. Like a lot of that stuff could be coming up here within the next week. And then it kind of, before free agency actually starts, it's going to come down to decision time on what you want to do with Kirk, because, Rodgers is potentially making his decision maybe tomorrow if they're talking about, because once he decides what he wants to do, that's going to, all the dominoes will fall after that. So what's your gut telling you on Rodgers? You think he's staying in Green Bay?
I think he should be playing for the Packers next season. I think that's all there is to it. And possibly I heard today that he might be a little bit longer extension than you'd think for a 38-year-old, but people are talking about 3-4 years. So I'm thinking he's going to be with the Packers, at least for next year, probably beyond. But you never really know with him. He's always a wild card. He could wake up tomorrow and say, I'm done with football and moving on to something else. So who really knows? But right now, the odds-on favorite definitely has to be him just returning and playing for the Packers.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And I mean, even if he does sign like a 3-year extension, it doesn't mean he's going to play all 3 years there. But I don't see, if he does play football, I don't see him going anywhere else. So I think it's either retirement or going back to Green Bay. And maybe him going back to Green Bay is a good thing, because that would just reinforce our need to rebuild. We're not going to win the division when he's here, especially with the team we have right now. So might as well continue on that path. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I know you and I are both hoping for some big-time fireworks, especially when it comes to the quarterback position.
Yes.
But we'll see if they're willing to pull the trigger on a move like that.
Let's hope they do. That's what I'm really crossing my fingers for. Let's see it happen.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I think we could probably take off here, and got a Wolves video coming out tomorrow. The Wolves have been on a tear, so looking forward to that. And then hopefully some Vikings news breaks at some point this week. We'll get another video out. So thanks to everyone who watched along with the mock draft, and we'll try and do this maybe weekly. It'll just kind of depend, I guess, how often things are changing, but something fun we can keep doing, and maybe even try to do some live Wolves discussion or Wild discussion, any type of live video we can do that could get some good reaction. So be sure to like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. Give us a follow on both Twitter and Instagram. And if you're not watching the live version, be sure to leave your comments below on the mock draft and who you want us to take. And until next time, thanks for watching.